The ABC 10 weather impact headlines: cold mornings and mild afternoons continue through at least the first half of this week. Rain chances return as soon as Friday, continuing through the weekend. We'll see some Sierra snow out of this as well. And speaking of Sierra snow, that's where we find our Rob Carlmark this morning. He is up in South Lake Tahoe. Rob, it is cold up there. I'm glad to see you're bundled up.
Oh my gosh, Brendan, there's like cold, and then there's what's going on up here. And I was experiencing this yesterday because it was this combination of a inside slider where it's going to be very cold and also very windy. So I was at Kirkwood yesterday, and I will show a little video of this. And it was just quite an amazing thing, because it's one thing, Brendan, when you're talking about it in front of graphics, but then when you actually experience it, it's quiet, there's no weather, it's sunny, it was nice. And then you turn the corner to the back side of the Sierra, to the east side of the Sierra, and it was snowing all day. It was 15 degrees. The winds were gusting up 30, 40, 50 miles per hour all day long. I mean, it was bitterly cold. I did the math, and when I was on the chairlift yesterday, it was 5 below zero. So just amazing what a huge difference that we have in our local area for these microclimates. Now, getting back to the reason why I'm up here, not just to quote unquote enjoy the cold weather, but I'm up here for Operation Sierra Storm in beautiful South Lake Tahoe, and I'm here at the Heavenly Village. And Brendan, this conference really does break news every single time. Last year, we learned about some of the changes for Heavenly Parking. We also learned about how they had a lot of issues with power outages because of the major winter that we had just a couple years ago, record-setting 600 inches here, but they had no power to run the resort, so they buried a bunch of lines. We learned about that right here. One of the things that I learned last night, and I've never been able to get an actual number for this, but they told us, right around 40 miles per hour, is when they start to run into issues with wind holds. That's when they have to start shutting down lifts that are really exposed, like the gondola, like the ones at the top. So now I know, as a forecaster, when I'm looking at 40 mile per hour winds in South Lake Tahoe and other spots up high, I need to mention, hey, we could be looking at wind holds for some of these resorts. In addition to that, it's not just about what's going on here at South Lake Tahoe and Heavenly. There's a lot of major client scientists that are gonna be here. I'll mention one more before I toss it back to you. There's a lady who's a broadcaster and a meteorologist from Canada. I happen to be a dual citizen, so I'm pretty interested in this. And her focus is on, well, what's going on the other side of the border and how did the two countries work things out. It's obviously going to be very different now, but this is going to be a very important keynote discussion about how climate works, because it doesn't just begin and end in your backyard. It involves countries, it involves huge areas. And for our largest neighbor to the north, I can't wait to hear what she has to say. So again, Brendan, I'm here at 16 degrees with no wind. That's the key. I could do this all day long, but when the wind is blowing, it's just bitterly cold. But we're having a great time here at Operation Sierra Storm in South Lake Tahoe. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rob. Yeah, and this is the conference here. The Operation Sierra Storm is one of the big ones when it comes to winter weather. We learn a lot every year. Rob always comes back with great info. There's meteorologists from Los Angeles and the Bay Area and Southern California, and like he said, from Canada too. They come to this conference, to Tahoe, and they get a little bit of skiing done too.
Yeah, I'm just glad to see that he checked in this morning. Maybe the buffet ran a little late last night, if you know what I mean. So he seems to be up and chipper and chilly. 16, yeah.
And an interesting tidbit there about the lifts too, how they kind of pause service on the lifts
at 40 miles an hour, which we get almost any time there's a storm up there. So yeah, when we say don't go up there because the roads are going to be a mess and you probably won't be able to get to the mountain anyway, we really mean it, because when we got 40 mile an hour gusts, those lifts are closed.
Yeah, exactly.